What is going on, guys? Cameron here, and we are reviewing Secret Wars issue 8. Now, if you look at the front cover, you can see that Grimm and Galactus go head to head against each other, and that's pretty much what happens in the comic, and we'll be seeing that, and it is awesome. But to jog your memory on what happened last time, in the previous issue, we pretty much saw Black Panther take hold of the Infinity Gauntlet and release the zombies and all of that, well, pretty much the dead, into the living world on Battleworld, and he's taking them to Castle Doom. Yeah, basically everything's just going crazy, and we can't forget that both of the Reed Richards from the Ultimate Universe and from the 616 Universe, and Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy are flying over to Doom to take him out, and we're just going to pretty much see that and pick it up right from there in the beginning of the issue. So without further ado, guys, let's jump into it, and let's get into Secret Wars issue 8. So as the comic opens up, we see Spider-Man and all this craziness going on. We see Sinister on the floor, barely alive. I'm pretty sure he got decapitated in the previous issue, but I don't know why he's got his head on there. But we can also see Star-Lord and both of the Reed Richards flying over there to take Doom down, and they inevitably start falling from the sky because one of the Hulks actually takes them out. And the comic actually continues to leave our imaginations to run wild, to pretty much not know what their fate is going to be when they crash land. I love the look on Reed Richards' face as they're falling from the sky. You can tell that there's some true terror there. Now, as we flick on over the page, we join the rest of the people trying to take down Doom, and we actually see Maestro. Now, I'm not sure whether this is the Maestro from the Spider-Man 2099 comics that was from like the future or something like that, or whether this is just genuinely like an army of Maestros. But I'm pretty sure it's just an army of Maestros, which have nothing to do with Spider-Man 2099. But then out of nowhere, Grimm stands up, and if you remember, he was actually influenced to fight back against Doom by Thanos. I think it was like 2 or 3 issues ago, and as you can see, he is absolutely huge. Like, he just took out the Maestro ship in like one punch. And then eventually he comes face to face with Galactus, and that is going to be one hell of a fight. And I don't know about you guys, but I really love the art style of this comic. It's like the outlines of the characters are like really thin, you know, like so they just kind of have colours to outline their characters. So after that we go back over to Reed and Star-Lord, and what I am actually liking about this is that these guys are not known for working well together. Like, Reed and Reed absolutely hate each other, but for this you can really tell that they're on a mission. They're on a mission to save everyone, and they know what they've got to do. They know what the world is supposed to be like, and they just seem really focused on the task at hand, and I love that. Now, going back over to Grimm and Galactus, we see these guys fighting, and Grimm is pretty much taking out Galactus. He's done a few punches, not really making that much damage, I suppose. But Sue, Valeria, and Doom just watch on, observing all of this craziness going on in front of them. And Susan is actually like, Doom, are you actually going to do something? Like, come on, man, you're just standing there. And he's just waiting for the perfect moment. And when that moment arises, that is when Thanos and the rest of the people arrive. Doom just teleports out of there and lands in the middle of the battlefield to confront Thanos. Now, I don't know if you guys felt the same way as I did, but when Dr. Doom landed on the battlefield, that is when I kind of thought to myself, alright, now this is getting serious. Because God himself is actually there in person to do this himself, and that's almost like Darth Vader coming down from like the Death Star to take care of a bunch of bad guys on a planet. Like, you know that it's serious when that happens. And something that I definitely did not expect was for Grimm to give up, because he didn't want to beat up Susan Storm's kid. Now, when he first said it, he said it as Doom's kid, and that didn't really sound that bad, but when he realised that it was Susan's kid, that's when he kind of thought, do you know what, hell with that, I am not going to attack this kid because this is Susan's child, and he didn't want to hurt him or anything like that. So he pretty much took the beating and laid down his weapons and died. And that's actually quite an honourable thing for Grimm to do, and in my opinion, he was more or less the person that was going to tip the scales in their favour. He was doing pretty much the most damage. Something that I love about Star-Lord is that whenever he's on screen, it's just so refreshing to see him in the comic. And you know that you're going to see something humorous or amazing coming from him, and that is exactly what happens here when he's getting pretty much beaten up. And he finds this one little thing, and he picks it up, and he says, "Don't make me tell you I told you so," and then he just puts it in the ground or stabs a tree trunk, and it turns out to be the one and only Groot, and he rages out of this abyss, shouting, "I am Groot," and it was incredible. That was totally something that I did not expect. And you can just tell, the moment he's coming out of the ground, everybody on the battlefield, everyone on Battleworld just knows that that is definitely not a good thing. You can even see the look on Franklin's face. I mean, he stood on Galactus, and he even looked scared. That's how you know it's serious. So we saw a few pages back that Valeria was showing Susan what looked to be the truth about Battleworld, talking about how Doom had lied to them this entire time. And I love how when Reed Richards sees Susan, he doesn't exactly see her as his wife anymore, he just kind of says, "Hello, Susan." If I remember correctly, he thought she died ages ago, way before Secret Wars even began, in that explosion in one of the life rafts. And now he's seen her again, and he's just kind of like, as if she's gone to the dark side or something. But obviously that's not her fault. That's just because she's kind of been brainwashed and everything like that. So yeah. I also didn't really expect this to happen, but Doom was actually trying to negotiate with Thanos. And I just absolutely love how Thanos kind of thinks he's in the right here. You know, like, he thinks he's the bigger man because he's already been a god. And sure, he doesn't have the Infinity Gauntlet anymore, but he still thinks he's better than Doom. And Doom just straight up kills him. He kills Thanos. He literally turns him into skeleton and bones and just crushes him to dust. And that was something that I would never have seen in a million years. And I think that also shows just how powerful Doom actually is right now. And what we can't forget is that all of this craziness of the war is still going on around Thanos and Doom. And then out of nowhere, this light just appears, this doorway of the dead start coming through. And you can just see the look on Doom's face that he's absolutely terrified. He knows that when the dead come through, that he's in for some serious stuff to happen. And what also comes through that glowing door is Black Panther with the Infinity Gauntlet, and this is pretty much the end game right now. And I almost feel like maybe Black Panther could actually die, maybe. You know, like, sure, he's got the Infinity Gauntlet, but will he be able to use it in time? Will he use it in the right way? Will he hesitate? Well, we'll just have to wait and see until the next issue, which will be the final issue of Secret Wars, which is going to be awesome. But what did you guys think of this? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm going to give this issue an 8 out of 10. It really seems like I'm sticking to 8 out of 10s in comic books recently, but I feel like 7 is too low, but 9 is too high, so maybe it's like a 7.5 or something, but I don't do 0.5, so just an 8. If you want to know what's going on in the comic book world, follow me on Facebook. If you want to know what's going on with my videos, follow me on Twitter. And if you want to know what I'm doing in my free time when I'm not making these videos, then follow me on Instagram. The link is in the description. Don't forget I'm doing a physical comic giveaway for Spidey issue 1 on my Instagram as well. The link will be in the description. And if you want more, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on this video, and I will see you all later.